Today I experienced the worst ticketing experience of my entire time as a fangirl. Mind you, I was getting tickets for Taylor Swift, I was getting tickets for Sabrina Carpenter, I was getting tickets. You see me, I'm a pop girl, I'm a pop fan. If you don't know me, my name is Terry, also known as Tez, also known as the Newrxmantic, and I love pop punk, K-pop, pop music, like just general pop music, indie pop, anything with the prefix pop. Because I'm basic and I love whatever's popular, and right now that's Olivia Rodrigo. Mind you, I went to her Guts tour. On my wall you can't see it, but I have a signed art card signed from the Guts album because I was 10 toes down for that girl when she was singing about her driver's license. So what's happened? Let's rewind. Last Friday on the 1st of May an announcement goes out: Olivia Rodrigo back on tour, Unravel tour, get your pre-sale. Boom. I know I was already getting pre-sale because I've already pre-ordered. You look pretty sad for a girl so in love. I already pre-ordered it. I've got the CD and a cassette coming because I wanted another signed art card. So for the UK, they were doing album pre-sale, so that's fine. That's amazing. So I already had that, but you could also do O2 pre-sale, which is what I ended up doing to get my tickets. I had O2 because I figured out a little hack. If you want a video on that, I can tell you, but I have O2 priority. My friend also has O2 priority, but I had a little bit more freedom, so I was like, I'll try for the tickets, you don't worry about it. I've also got the magic ticketing hand, so I was like, calm, I'm not going to have an issue. I've never had an issue before. Wrong. We had issues today. So the first thing that happened today, so I'm in the waiting room. Well, actually, no. The first thing that happened is I'm trying to get on the O2 app. There is a queue to get on the O2 priority app. I was in that queue for 30 minutes. Actually, that's a lie. I was in the queue for 10 minutes. So I went to go log in so I can get into the waiting room sooner. 10:20, I entered that queue to get into the app. 10:35, I'm through. So I'm like, okay, quick. Olivia Rodrigo, I scroll through the dates. I pick one that I think might be the least popular because it's not opening night and it's not closing night. It's just somewhere in the middle. Pick a date. Cool. Opens up AXS on Safari specifically. Everything is fine. I'm in the waiting room for half an hour. In the last minute of the waiting room, as it's about to go into the queue, it keeps hitting me with your access is restricted, turn off your VPN, your access is restricted. I don't use a VPN. So I was like, okay, it's going to be a long day. So I cleared my history, I did everything. Went back into the queue, Access put me through straight into the queue because it had passed the waiting room time. So I was at the back of the queue, everything was moving fine. 5 minutes later, Access is restricted. And it kept doing that. I tried for about 30 minutes on Safari, so then I thought, you know what, let's just copy and paste my URL into Chrome. It worked, but because I had wasted so much time, by the time it was in Chrome, all the good tickets were taken. Well, no, the good tickets were still there. The good priced tickets were taken. So, something about this tour. So when I saw Olivia Rodrigo last time, me and my friend, we both paid £50 to see her. £50. We were up high, but we weren't too high. Like, we were kind of near the front of the 400 level seats. We paid £50. And we were like, okay, £50 for up there, no problem. That's calm. So today we were like, we'll get the cheapest seats. I was looking. I went straight to the 400s. I picked around the same seat we'd had last time, £146. Too expensive. Okay, so I'm looking around. I see one that's like almost right at the back, £102. I am not paying over £100 to sit with my back against the back wall of the venue, you know? I'm not paying more than £100 to do that. So I look around, I see one singular ticket. I think surely not. And it is. It's one singular ticket that's available for £79, which is the cheapest going. I sent that to my friend and I was like, can you believe? And she was like, oh my God. So we are kind of going back and forth, and at the end she was like, you know what, just try and get that singular ticket. And I was like, no, I'm not leaving you. As we were doing this, I thought, okay, let me check a different date. Let me go through the different dates. Back of the queue for all of these, and then as I'm in the queue for one, I'm looking at the time. It's getting closer to 12. So O2 priority sales started at 10:30. General pre-sale, so that's Amex and album pre-sale, started at 12. So I have the album code, so I'm like, okay, I'll just exit out of this, get ready and situated for the album pre-sale. So I pick one of the middling dates again, album pre-sale, I'm open in Ticketmaster, getting on with my day. And then as I'm in the queue, so it takes me through the queue for the album pre-sale for the 6th, I believe. It takes me through the queue, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're just going through the motions. I'm 7,000, thank you. And I'm like, okay, it can't be too bad. Mind you, O2 pre-sales happen, so a lot of tickets are already gone. So I'm like, okay, we're doing this, let's keep the pep up. And then as I'm in the queue, it refreshes at the bottom where there's that chunk of text that usually just says how much the tickets are going to be between this price and this price. It refreshes, it says 2 more dates have been added. I leave that queue immediately. Probably a mistake, but I join one of the other queues for the new dates. And then it hits me. Why am I doing album pre-sale on Ticketmaster with 13,000 other people when I can do O2 pre-sale? So what do? Head back to the O2 app. I go on the dates for the new ones. So on Ticketmaster, I was on the 12th. On AXS for O2 pre-sale, I was on the 14th. I ended up getting tickets for the 14th because the O2 pre-sale queue was much shorter than the pre-sale one for Ticketmaster. And the album pre-sale. So in the album pre-sale, I was watching it go from like 13,000, 8,000, 6,000. Last time I checked, I was on 5,000. By the time I'd reached 5,000 in the album pre-sale, I was purchasing tickets on the O2 pre-sale. So I was like, amazing. And I managed to get tickets in the price that I wanted, which is those £79 tickets. We are 1 row away from the back. The row in front of us, the tickets started at £96. And then they just got more expensive as you went down. I had a peek at the rows in the 200s, not even 200, in the 100 level. So floor is here, and then it's the seats that are just above floor. Those tickets were going for £200, £300. I've seen people pay VIP and meet K-pop idols for £300. I am not paying £300 just to be in the venue, if you get what I mean. Standing tickets were again £107, that's calm. But honestly, this has been the most expensive ticketing I've ever seen in my life. And mind you, like I said, I've tried for K-pop concerts. K-pop concerts tend to run quite expensive. And I was floored by the prices. I even went on the aespa pre-sale afterwards. aespa's tickets were cheaper than Olivia Rodrigo's. And obviously I'm not comparing apples to oranges here, but I'm just saying, like, same venue, same seats, £10 cheaper. £10 cheaper. So... And mind you, last time Olivia was here, like, Guts was like bringing her up, and now she's like here. She could have done Wembley, but I imagine it might be booked for something else. But yeah, it was just so insane. But I got my tickets, so I'm happy about that. It's just the stress, man, the stress. It was getting to me. I've never felt that stress in my life before. In doubt. Now I know the feeling. Let me know if you were getting tickets for any concerts that went out today. By the way, today is Tuesday the 5th of May. So if you were trying to get tickets today, because I know quite a few people were trying to get tickets with quite a few different things, let me know how your experience was, because my experience was absolutely terrible. Yes, it worked out in the end, but if she hadn't announced those extra dates, and mind you, we got tickets on the extra dates. As we got our tickets, like 5 minutes after we got our tickets, she announced 2 more extra dates for London. Which, that's a whole other thing. With the amount of time she spent in London, she could have hit other places in the UK, and I think she could have done pretty well. I saw people joking that the air conditioning not working at the Co-op Live building has traumatised her. She doesn't want to go back there. But like, at the same time, I feel like it's a trend of artists doing residencies in one venue over a period of weeks, and I'm like, I get it, like, because it might be easier on the artist, but at the same time, it's a tour. You tour, doing local residencies for like a week at a time. I wouldn't say that's much of a proper, like, obviously it's a proper tour because you're going around the world, but then at the same time, all the fans in a country have to come meet you at this venue, which for some people can be very expensive, and for others it could be pretty much like the longest journey they've done. Like, honestly, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I'm just thinking, like, if you live in Scotland and you're an Olivia Rodrigo fan, you have to either take like a stupid long train down to London or fly to come see her in the same like island that you're on. And it's just like, I love her as an artist, but I feel like this trend, we need to nip it in the bud. Like, it used to be like a cute worky thing, like, oh, they're doing their Las Vegas residency. We don't need a residency in every single country in the world. Just make the tours tour again. Let me know if you tried to get tickets today. If you did, how was it? Did you manage to get tickets? If you did, where are you sat? Because me, personally, I am right over there. You know that meme where it's like, I got your back. From right over here. That's me. But last time she had that kind of like floating moon, so she did come up to our level essentially. But I don't know. I don't think she's going to do that again, and she might surprise me. We don't have the stage layout yet. I saw loads of people looking at like the floor map being like, oh, this is the layout. But I've had it before where the layout on ticketing day just looks like a rectangle stage at the front and then floor, and then on the day it's been like a walkway or something. This usually happens with K-pop as well, like with TXT. Even up until like the day of the show, the map showed that the stage was literally just like the base stage, but when TXT are actually performing, there was a walkway and then a secondary stage. So we actually have no clue what the stage is going to look like, but we have our tickets now. We have our tickets. I have to wait a whole year for the show, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That's modern day concerting. Thank you for watching this video. Me and my son say goodbye. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And if you want to find me anywhere else, just find me on TikTok or Instagram at Newrxmantic with an X instead of an O in romantic. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day and bye.